Hello people of the web, and welcome to a video that's going to be a little bit different. Minecraft Java version 1.15 is due out on December the 10th, 2019, which, if I get my editing done in time, will be the day after this video is released. 1.15, also known as the Buzzy Bees update, has been described by some as a small update, but there is plenty of new features coming. I feel that people have come to this conclusion because of how big 1.16 is promising to be. In this video, we're going to look at what's new and what's changed between 1.14.1 and 1.15. Throughout the snapshots, we saw a number of bugs being resolved. Mojang have made a huge effort to improve the game performance. One of the most significant things is a brand new render engine, which, while it caused a number of visual glitches to start with, they've been worked through, and now as a result we have a smoother game that is more frugal with resources. The first feature that was added caused a bit of a buzz. The new mob that's adorable and the theme around the new blocks that are coming. Bees are a neutral mob that spawn in small groups around bees' nests. The bees' nests spawn as part of the world generation only though. Now beehives can however be crafted using planks and honeycombs. Hives and nests function nearly identically. The only noteworthy difference is that bee nests only drop if you use Silk Touch. Hives will drop without Silk Touch, however the bees will not remain inside if you do so. What do bees love? Pretty flowers, of course. In Minecraft they will hover up and down on a flower to collect pollen. When loaded up with pollen, they will fly back to their nest or hive. With each pollen deposit, the honey level will go up, and when full, you can collect the honey in one or two forms. Use shears to collect honeycombs, or fill up an empty bottle with honey. Although when you do it, it would be wise to use smoke to calm the bees, or else they might attack you, which, as well as being unpleasant for you, will also result in the bee dying. Honeycombs that you collect using shears can be used to create honeycomb blocks, which, while it has no function in the game, is a very attractive looking block. The most exciting block that's been added has definitely been the honey block. This can be crafted using honey bottles, which are now stackable to 16 in a 2x2 formation to give you honey blocks. I was trying to talk and he interrupted. Good, he's gone. Now, as I was trying to say, this new block has a lot of features that it shares with the slime block, but one exception in that the slime blocks and honey blocks don't stick to each other, which has enabled a long list of new creations to be possible. All beyond my expertise, but I'll put a few links in the description to videos that show some of the new possibilities. While the features around bees have caught the headlines, there is a lot of other features that you should know about. One of the biggest quality of life changes is that you can now set your respawn point by right clicking on a bed. Even though you haven't slept and it's during the day, that's my respawn point. And quick way to die, pick a fight with somebody who's bigger than you. Ouch. See? Worked. Nicely. If, like I, you've also experienced trying to get to a bed and finding the villager in it, what we had to do in the past was try and push him out and he would eventually stand up. However now, what we can do, go on, get back in the bed so I can show them, is just right click on the bed, it kicks him out. And he has a timeout of a couple of seconds, in which I can jump in. Seeing as we're in the village, it would be a shame not to point out that you can now ring town bells with redstone. On a completely unrelated note, during the same snapshot, they added how sponges would dry in the nether just by placing them. One dry sponge. How do I get home? Geronimo! Back at the village. Perfect. For a long time now, we've been able to send rockets out of dispensers up into the sky. We can now actually point them in any direction and shoot out. Which of course means effectively you can make a cannon if you make an exploding firework. Campfires can now be extinguished using a shovel. Previously, if you used a boat to power a furnace, you would be able to smelt one item. You can now smelt 6. And the reason I chose the birch boat is because dark oak boats are just better. For the next feature, I'm going to use this amazing horse. Actually, it's a rubbish horse, but it's called amazing. Now, as you can see, you can now ride entities with parrots on your shoulders. And they don't fall off, even if I jump. It's great. I would do it this way, but that looks like I had sunglasses. But I'm likely to walk into something. Or fall in the water, or lava. I hope there's not lava around it. Previously, if you had elytra, you'd often want to get on top of something and jump off to try and get the elytra to activate. Now this is because elytra only works when you're falling. However, now it can activate as soon as you leave the ground. Which means you can just double click away. Which should help a lot on servers. It may be very risky to do this, seeing as I am in survival with no armour, but I can't help trying to fly through small gaps. It's good fun. Aww, he's offering a poppy up. That's not what I wanted to discuss. What I wanted to discuss is that now Tritons have the enchanted glow about them if they've got an actual enchantment on them. Ooh, that might have been a mistake. I'm in survival mode. Yep. Oh, that was definitely a mistake. Iron Golems now show how much damage they've got by their skin cracking. So we'll hit him a few times. We should start to see. Yep, he's getting damaged. He can also be repaired by a player just by using iron ingots. As good as new. The crafting recipe for making a composter has been changed, so that now you don't need to have fence posts in these 4 slots. You just need slabs. Much easier recipe. This is also in line with how Bedrock works, which increases the amount of parity between the 2 games. Well, that's really handy. There's a library in the village, which means I can show you another change they've implemented. I summoned a villager. Excuse me. Lectern there, and you choose to be a cleric. Try that again. Nope. Our house now has 5 lecterns, and now he's a librarian. Perfect. Some of you may be aware that the trading system with librarians has been a bit broken for a while, in that you used to be able to buy 3 bookshelves for just 6 emeralds. Even less if you get the villager to like you. Now the standard price is 9 emeralds for 1 bookshelf, so no more infinite emeralds for you. Is Scow. Experience orbs now show up in the same location as the loot when you kill a mob. Which is much better than the experience going all the way over there, especially if there was lava over here. Unfortunately, we had to use a parrot for that, which means my shoulders are now bare. Another step that's been made to increase parity is they've changed the recipe for dark prismarine, so that instead of using ink sacs in the middle, you now use black dye. Which obviously makes a lot of sense, although it would have been nice if they'd have left this in as an alternative recipe, so you don't have to do that extra step to make black dye. Maybe I'm just fussy. Baby mobs can now spawn naturally in the world. Foxes, cows, sheep, pigs and chickens have a 5% chance of being a baby version, while llamas, horses and wolves have a 10% chance. Well, I'm struggling to find one. Found one, and it's adorable. Dispensers can now use glass bottles. This can be utilised to collect water or even honey. Delicious. Another one of those quality of life updates is that you can place rails and they'll face the direction that you place them. Which is much better than previously, where any rails you placed, I think, would default towards north-south direction. For some strange reason, banners were one of the only things in the game that didn't have a braking animation. This is now fixed. You don't have to sit there hitting things wondering whether you're actually hitting the right thing or not. I'm hoping that that's everything noteworthy. The changelogs for all of the snapshots create a long list which I've gone through in more detail in my snapshot videos. But this is a curated selection. If you think I've missed something significant, please put it in the comment section. Amendments that I agree with will go in the description, where you will also find some helpful links. If you found this video useful or interesting, then please consider giving it a like. If you're unfamiliar with my content, then I'd appreciate it if you check out my other videos. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye now.